welcome to the 2009 Beta Award-winning program, The Rhythms of New York. I'm Dave Brodsky, your host and producer. Sitting to the left of me is the girl everybody loves, our good friend, your friend, Miss Selena Bosque.
Should I wave?
She wave. Wave. You always
do the
wave.
wave. Do the wave. No, wait. Do the wave. Yeah, that's trademark.
People see her on the street and they say, Selena, I know you from your wave.
I'm actually getting people stopping me on the street saying they saw Rhythms of New York.
Rhythms of New York is seen all over the New York City metropolitan area. We're also seen on the internet. We have about 10,000 hits a week on our website. And we have people who want to be on our program from around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now this show is called what?
The Rhythms of New York.
So we have people on the show from?
All over. Out of states, upstate,
well,
across
New
the
York.
state.
They're all from New York. They're both in the New York City area.
But we have a lot of people
right.
that from out the area want to come into the New
Right, but they're not welcome on the show. Because this is the Rhythms of New York. When we come up with the Rhythms of Chicago, the Rhythms of London, the Rhythms of Tokyo, maybe they can be on. But we have a unique artist on today. Her name is Natalia Segura. Her family came from El Salvador. They relocated during the Salvadorian Civil War to Australia. She then went to South America to do some songwriting and some studying, and now she is here in the city of New York, the capital of the world.
I'm just so interested in finding out a Latina,
Australian.
Like, oh my God, that's exciting.
She sings in Spanish, and this is the first show that we've done in the 2 years that we've been on when we have a Spanish singer.
And
or a Spanish-speaking singer.
And we've been trying to locate the Latino talent. Believe me,
most
Dave
of the
has
people
tried.
who come on, who wanted to come on, have been doing cover songs. Well, we do original music only. Our goal here is to spotlight the singer-songwriter. That's our goal. And we've done, I think, a really, really good job on this, as witnessed by the amount of people who call me up, who send emails, who get in contact with us when they see us on the street. They want to be on the program. They do covers. We just got an email from somebody in New Jersey. They do Frank Sinatra covers. Frank Sinatra covers on the Rhythms of New York.
Well, I mean, I don't want to downgrade the artist because some people use that to start out.
That's about.
Right. That's more.
Like 14 people in a cover band.
More power to you.
Yeah, 14 people. That's not what Rhythms of New York's about. What we do here is we work with what we think are the best artists around.
And we do live music.
I would say
live.
For every artist that appears on the show, we must have, 20 or 30 people who want to be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we listen to every song, we watch the YouTube videos, and we want to make sure that you, our audience, are entertained as much as we are. We have a lot of fun on the set. A half-hour show takes like 3 hours to put together, but we joke around on the set. We take some photographs, we have some snacks in the back. We shoot a teaser with the artist, we get to know the artist, and we like to think that we present what we think are the best acts around.
But we're doing this for you. We're doing this for you out there who want the exposure. Some people don't have the thousands of dollars to go and, go into that measure. So come on our show. If you're interested, please just watch the credits, contact Dave or myself, and it's live music. You can't do covers. You got to have your own original music. And, we would love to have you. This is for you. Yes, we want to do a show, but we're doing it for you, the artist. We want to get you out there. You never know who's listening, who's watching, who might like you, and it could turn into bigger and better things.
And we want to have the artist have a good story to tell. Natalia has a great story. Great story. I interviewed her on the telephone before we did the show. We also went to her website. You'll see her credits at the end of the show. She's a young woman. I'm not going to say her age, but she's an attractive young woman. Can I say attractive?
She's gorgeous.
Okay.
She's gorgeous. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's two people once you see her.
She's gorgeous.
And what we want to do, she has a very, very interesting story. Now, I've been in this business for a couple of days, right?
A couple of days, you think, maybe?
Like 25 years. And I've seen artists come and go, and a lot of people get in contact with me, and what do I always say? Okay, they're just really annoying. They're just wasting my time. But this artist today doesn't waste anybody's time. She's a superstar. She is. She's really, really good. You look at her. She looks good. She sounds good. She even does a little...
What's considered, the whole package.
The whole package.
The whole package.
Right.
Yes.
She's a singer, a songwriter.
Songwriter.
She also plays guitar.
And she's an actress,
right.
so that's where we
you
have...
and her have some
that's where we have
right?
the Latino actresses coming on here.
So, we're going to present Natalia later on today, and she's going to be singing 3 songs for everybody, right? And I know you've been talking with her off camera, and you like talking with her, and she has a great guy playing guitar with her, Jose.
Yeah.
Jose. He's a lot of fun too. We were doing some blocking the cameras, and he was actually having some fun with us blocking the cameras.
It's great. They have
we have
great,
a really, really loose set here, and I think it shows to our studio
great
audience.
personalities, because that's another thing. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the personality where you can get along with everybody,
Well,
it's
that's
going to
part
make it
of being
difficult.
successful in this business. You have to have personality. Because if you don't have personality, if you can't interact with your fan base, if you can't interact with people at home, then it's just not going to work.
Exactly.
You know, it's just not going to work.
Exactly. You could get trained and know all the trades and, you know, have everything from A to Z, but if you don't have that factor.
It's like one-on-one with the fan base, with the audience, listening at home. They want to think that you're performing specially for them, that you're singing for them, that you're entertaining them, because they may come home after a lousy day at work, or they may not even have a job in this economy. They're going to be one to entertain. And you listen to the radio, you hear a lot of bad news on the radio with things going on around the world. And what you want to do nowadays is you want to see, you want to feel somebody. You want to be that person's friend.
Yeah.
And I think, Natalia, you want to be her friend. I don't know. You know, I find, like I said, I've been doing this for 25 years.
I find that Dave is always with the pretty girls. Yep.
I'm always with the
He's
pretty girls.
always with the pretty girls.
Take this on
I'm telling you,
camera.
Lord,
I'm always with the pretty
we're
girls.
going to have a 2-hour show with Dave
Yeah.
talking about Natalia because she's gorgeous.
Well, you know, looks count. Right?
You see?
I mean, not to be disparaging, but I was saying, if somebody like Aretha Franklin started in the business today, can she make it? She has a great voice, but she, you know, she's not the best to look at.
Okay, well, we don't want to anger the fans
No,
out
but
there.
it's absolutely true. It's called eye candy, and eye candy is very, very important nowadays. You have to have the whole package. I mean, we talk about having, you know, what we wear. I wear black all the time. I like wearing black. I have a tie, a nice tie. This is an Australian tie, by the way. My sister gave to me. We had the artist from Australia, so I decided to wear my Australian tie.
That's cool. It's got kangaroos.
But anyway, the whole thing is about getting a package together, and Natalia Segura has the package. So without further ado, our friend and yours, Natalia Segura.
Felt your warm embrace, then I woke up, but you were not there. I swear I felt your arms, I could smell your hair, but you were not there. And I don't know why, it seems like a lie. No one believes me when I say you are genuine. Is this real or just a fantasy? Product of my imagination that's taunting me. Is this real or just a fantasy? Product of my imagination that's taunting me. It's been a long time and I get confused, 'cause I'm getting used to you not being with me. Is it what it seems, or is this just a dream? Is this my reality? Is this real or just a fantasy? Product of my imagination that's taunting me. Is this real or just a fantasy? Product of my imagination that's taunting me. Every time I close my eyes, I can feel you, but you don't always do the things I love and should do. When I say I love you, I need more than words from you.
The fantasy of my imagination that's taunting me.
Is this real or is it fantasy? Tell me,
Is this real or just a fantasy? Product of my imagination that's taunting me. Is this real or just a fantasy? Product of my imagination
Welcome back to the Rhythms of New York. I'm Dave Brodsky.
And I'm Selines Bosque.
And joining us is our fantastic, fabulous guest tonight, Miss Natalia Segura. Did I get that right?
You got that perfect.
Right. I had like 20 attempts.
Let's clap. Yay.
Thank you. You're our first bilingual artist that we've had on the Rhythms of New York. We've been on for several years. You're the first bilingual artist we've had on.
Wow, hopefully I'll set a trend.
And you actually got three continents, right? Three country artists, right? You started off in El Salvador.
No, my
Right.
family started.
Well, started off, but you were conceived in El Salvador.
Conceived,
okay,
yes.
so then you went to Australia. Now you're here in the United States, in New York City. So tell our audience how you got from El Salvador to Sydney, Australia.
Okay, my family from El Salvador, they went in the 80s to Australia. It was a choice between Canada or Switzerland. They went through Amnesty International as refugees, and Australia was like a 1 week wait, so they were like, let's just try that country. They had no idea, they didn't speak English. They ended up going to university there and studying, but they ended up in Australia just like that, without knowing anything about it. And I was born there. My mum, I think she was like, 6 months pregnant, and then, I ended up being born in Australia. But then I just grew up there with the whole Latin thing.
When you grew up, did you know Spanish when you were...
No.
No. Did your parents speak Spanish?
No, because they were trying to learn English. So in their head,
You had an Australian accent.
well,
You do. You can hear. I love it.
'cause
I love the
born
accent.
and raised over there. But Spanish was like a big thing for me to learn and to grasp.
So tell our audience a little bit about yourself. Growing up in Australia, being a Latina, and I bet you there weren't a lot of Latinas or Latinos in Australia, correct?
No, there wasn't. There's not. I mean, like half of them were related to me. I mean,
Is there some sort of scene there, like a music scene?
there is, but it's actually it's run by Latinos, by the few Latinos, and it's a huge community, but only through like other cultures. You have Greeks involved in the Latin community. You have Italians. A lot of the Anglo-Saxon Australians. It's huge, but it's actually the actual Latinos. You can count with your hand. Like this.
Well, growing up, you wanted to be an actress, not a singer, correct?
I did. Yes, I did.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I wanted to be an actress, so my mum said, "Okay, I'm going to put you in a class." And the class was half an hour drama and half an hour singing, and that's when I actually became involved with the music, and I was in love with it. I was like, "Wow, this singing part is awesome." Really like that part. So that's when I started doing it, and it wasn't until I got into high school.
Well, were you doing English songs or Spanish songs?
English. It was English
Okay.
songs. It's Australia. But then I got approached, when I was 13 to join a Latin Kids band, and it was like
That's what it was called, Latin Kids, right?
Latin Kids. There was 5 Latino kids in my whole high school, and they wanted to form a band, and we formed a band.
And you're doing cover songs, Latin cover songs?
Yeah, like church songs. It was really sweet. I mean, like I wanted to do Selena songs because I watched the movie Selena, and I related 100%
That was a
to
really,
it.
really big thing back then. I mean, she had so
She was
many
my idol
people
back then.
following her, and she was going to cross over
Yeah.
from Latin into English. It was going to be so huge, and even though she's not with us, she left amazing music.
Definitely. I still listen to her music.
Yeah.
I put on Selena and I'll start singing Como la Flor and everything.
Yeah.
About 13 or 14, correct?
Yeah, and I started doing a tribute to Selena for about a year, and I joined I was doing like Mexican mariachi music for a year as well, and I was joining different bands every
All
year.
types of tropical, all types of regional
always with
Mexican music.
Latinos, always Latinos, a small Latino community that was there. But now it's grown huge, and I moved to South America, and I really learned Spanish properly, and I started writing a lot of songs. I mean, I started writing a little earlier, but
Did you write in English or in Spanish?
I write in both, but for some reason in Spanish, I started learning the guitar in South America. I lived in Uruguay for a year.
Wow.
And I started learning guitar over there, and I started learning to write in Spanish a lot. And now Spanish comes out so much easier for some reason. It's so poetic. It's so beautiful to write.
So what type of music do you write?
I write...
You're doing 2 Spanish songs tonight and 1 English song.
Well, so one of them was actually a dream I had. One fantasy, the English song, it was a dream I woke up. I actually had a dream where I was with my lover at the time, and I could feel him and touch him, but he wasn't there. I woke up and he's not there, and it felt like he was there, but I hadn't seen him for months, and it was like, is he real or is it a fantasy? But then the other songs, it's most of it's like just my crazy imagination scenarios or stories of my friends. and some of them are a little scandalous. And some of them
But you gotta have the scandal with the drama.
What about the two other songs you're performing tonight?
Y Nunca Más is actually about writing about a beautiful day, breaking up with someone on a beautiful day. And usually, like, you know, you expect it to be gloomy and grey so it matches your, you know, how you're feeling, but it's a beautiful spring day, and I'm upset that it's beautiful. And now every time it's a beautiful day, I'm like, you know what, every time it's a beautiful day, I think of that day.
Well, it's beautiful whenever you sing.
And I
So basically, you do take your personal stuff and whatever visually inspires you, or by dreams, or by environment,
Yeah.
and is it easy to do that? I mean, because I'm like so overwhelmed when I see that happening. I can't.
you
I
know,
guess because I'm not in the singing thing, it's like exciting to me to actually sit down. How do you guys write that and then incorporate the music with it?
everyone writes differently. Sometimes it's the melody first, sometimes it's the lyrics, and to me it's both as well. Sometimes I'm just playing chords on the guitar and I just start humming something and it sounds nice and I'm like, ooh, and I start saying something. It's weird, it's just, I just say something.
It'll
and
click
like,
something in, and then you
something
can,
clicks, you know?
yeah.
I always record it. I always have like a little recorder with me and I always write it like
That's
that.
awesome.
Okay, so you're now in Uruguay, right?
I was in Uruguay.
Okay. So then how'd you get to New York?
Well, I had my manager at the time. I got a deal with Garnier Fructis hair products.
Oh wow.
So one of my songs got put on a mini compilation CD that was given out with their products. So every time you bought one, you know, it was through Univision as well.
Mhm.
And so they brought me over to New York initially because he's from New York. My manager was at the time was from New York, and I started.
So you got the deal in
performing.
Uruguay?
No, I actually got that while I was in Australia, but
Okay.
I did the Uruguay thing first. You know,
Okay.
Uruguay, Argentina, a bit of Brazil.
Okay.
And
So now you're in New York promoting the CD, right?
well, no,
Compilation CD?
yeah, I was at that time. I was.
Okay.
I started, you know, promoting that, and I did like Cinco de Mayo. I performed at a few radio stations. It was good. It was a lot of fun. Great experience. And I was with the other artists because there was like 5 other artists on there.
Was it in English or in Spanish?
Both.
Okay, so you had 2 songs on there or one song?
Just one song. There was each artist had one song.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a great experience. I went to so many Univision like events, concerts. It was great. I loved it.
How do you like the venue in New York versus Australia?
It's just a bigger market, you know. So I mean, the Latino market is almost non-existent in Australia to really do something. Almost non-existent.
But here
It's
we
growing.
have a diverse Latino market.
Rhythms of New York, you know. There's so
Mhm.
much to do here. So much diversity. So it's endless. Opportunities are endless here, which is why like this is like the city I think I've always wanted to come to New York ever since I saw Home Alone 2.
Oh,
When I was a little girl.
Oh, you gotta do the face.
Yeah, I loved it.
So you're living in New York City now.
Yeah.
And what are
I'm
you
loving
doing
it.
in New York?
I'm going to acting classes. I have an agent. I'm also acting as well, doing commercials. You'll probably see my face soon, ordering some food.
Television commercials or?
Yeah, television commercials.
Awesome.
In Spanish and English, musicals. I'm like hungry for everything. So
And you're working on an EP to come out here?
yes, I'm songwriting. I'm still songwriting. I'm songwriting all the time. Meeting new producers and recording as well. At 2 different studios. But yeah, I love collaborating. I love being out here. I love meeting musicians and
So you like singing, you like acting, you like
Songwriting.
doing commercials, you like songwriting. When do you have time to do all this?
it just happens. You really just. I mean, I have an organizer. I write down everything,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't double book myself for
Are
something.
you like me, you work 24 hours a day?
No,
Close to it.
I love to sleep. I love to sleep.
I don't know what that means. 5-letter word, I don't know what that means.
Close your eyes and dream.
Uh-huh.
That makes me help me write songs.
So if I have to ask you in 30 seconds or less, who is Natalia Segura? Who are you? Look into the camera.
Natalia Segura is the next big thing that you're going to be seeing. You're going to see a lot of me, unfortunately. So see me anywhere. Keep your eye out for Natalia Segura. My music, me TV, you name it. I'm going to try and be out there. Australian, Latina, very much Australian and very Latina. And that is something that I'm neither more or less of. I eat my Vegemite every day. I'm loving that Aboriginal tie.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
My sister got up me when she went to
I
Australia.
love it. It's beautiful. Aboriginal art is beautiful.
I'm really excited that we have an Australian Latina. It's a first, and
Thank
it's an amazement, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with you down the road.
Thank you. I'm so proud to be here. Rhythms of New York is like a great show. I've seen a lot of your clips already. I think it's great to put, to help other artists out there. And on top of that, it's like Rhythms of New York, it's like a diverse thing you can do. It's like every rhythm you can think of is in New York, a melting pot.
Well, we'd like to thank you for being on the Rhythms of New York.
Thank you.
And playing with you today on guitar is...
Jose Guevara.
So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, another song by our friend Natalia.
Pensé que iba a llover el día en que te fuiste, mas el cielo amaneció un celeste poco triste. El clima me engañó, sin nubes y sin llanto. Tu adiós se fue con él, mis sueños y mi canto. Y el sol llegó a arder, pero yo en mi piel sentí solo el frío. La tormenta que esperé se esfumó como un soplido y nunca más amé la primavera, nunca más pensé en ser la primera en desear que se viniera el invierno para poder llorar. Y así como se fue, partieron también las nubes, porque nunca llovió. Entre las cosas que nunca supe, te fuiste así nomás, como quien no me entregó jamás su corazón y su dulzura. Y hasta el clima entendió que no tenía que partir, que causó mi amargura. Y nunca más amé la primavera, nunca más pensé en la primera, y nunca más pensé en la primera, en rociar y se viniera el invierno para poder llorar, para poder llorar.
You're watching the Rhythms of New York. I'm Dave Brodsky.
And I'm Celina's Bosque.
We'd like to thank our guests tonight, Ms. Natalia Segura.
And Jose Guevara. Make sure you stay to the end of the show and you can find out more information about these great artists.
Amanecimos con lluvia esperanza que le da vida al verde amor que abraza y embriaga a la tierra, que sonríe, los dices que se despertarán. Abre las manos a la muerte llorona y cuéntale que sobran amigos con humildad. Pintar arcoíris sobre el lienzo de ilusiones, sonríe, los dices que se despertarán. Abre las manos a la muerte llorona y cuéntale que sobran amigos con quien brindar. Oh, la, 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 la. Oh, la, 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 Transcurrido el día de este invierno, abrigados por amor y hogar, las nubes conmigo no pudieron, un sentimiento malo mi despertar. Recordamos a los